We believe that if you aren't living on the edge, you're taking up too much space. And to transform a city, we can't be limited by small thinking or small goals. We'd rather fail trying to achieve something humongous than succeed in small visions. We think this for a couple of different reasons. Ephesians 3:20 tells us that God is able to do above and beyond anything that we could ever ask or imagine. And Hebrews 11:6 says that without faith, it's impossible to please God. And so we want to be a people that has faith, that's marked by taking big risks for God. We want to do everything we can in the natural, and then God just to bring the supernatural power that only He can do. We believe that one day we're going to be doing shows in the largest venues of our city, things like the downtown arena or even the stadium where the Jaguars play. We want to be doing shows on a big level to reach as many students as we possibly can with the gospel of Jesus Christ. And so faith for us, audacious faith, is an absolute non-negotiable. It's a must because God's able to do it above and beyond anything that we could ever ask or imagine. We're created by teenagers, for teenagers, to reach teenagers. Always have been, we always will be. This is our defining factor at YouthQuake Live. We know that teenagers have a God-given destiny from several places in scriptures. Jeremiah 29:11 tells us that God's got a good plan for everyone's life. And 1 Timothy 4:12 tells us that youth are supposed to set the example in the church. We believe that by mobilizing a young generation, giving them a platform to use the unique talents and gifts and abilities that God's given them, that we can literally not only set the example for a young generation, but for the entire church, the whole church. And our city, the city of Jacksonville, can be marked by things like unity, be marked by a thing of faith. It can be marked by what God's doing in a young generation. And so it's a privilege to be an organization that over-believes in young people and over-believes in their potential. And so for us, that's a non-negotiable. That's a value that we're willing to die for, that we will always be and always have been by teenagers, for teenagers, to reach teenagers. Because we believe that age doesn't stop us, it just gives us more time. We believe that unity is diversity with a common vision. And all throughout Jacksonville, there's hundreds of different types of denominations, but we believe that the overarching theme of Jesus Christ is enough to unify us together. There's a couple of places in scriptures like Ephesians 4:3 or Psalm 133 that say that it's amazing when God's children live together in unity because that's where His blessing is. And so we have a fundamental belief that YouthQuake Live should look like heaven. It should be as diverse and a perfect representation of what God's doing in our city. We'll always use our platform to proclaim things that the church is united on instead of to nitpick on issues that can be divisive. We'll always use our platform and the influence that God gives us to lift the name of Jesus higher than every other name, to take those students that are responding to the gospel and then to plug them back in to local churches to continue that discipleship process. So for us, unity is diversity with a common vision. It's a must, and it's not going anywhere. We believe that accountability equals motivation to change. We willingly and graciously open our lives as much as we can to have honest, God-honoring relationships with our peers and with people that have gone before us. We choose to build bridges to other ministries and to build bridges to other churches to say we're in this together and we need you. We don't want to just bring the best that we have to offer. We want to bring the best of what God's doing in our city to this generation. Just like Proverbs 27:17 says, where iron sharpens iron, we want to be a force in our city that's being sharpened by the other things and other ministries that God's doing. We believe that we can't do life alone, and we open our lives willingly to accountability and the voice of people that have gone before us and to the peers that are running this race with us, because accountability to us is a non-negotiable, and we'll continue to pursue that in the future. We believe that age doesn't stop us, it just gives us more time. And our core conviction is that we will reach a generation. We willingly just kind of count and measure our effectiveness across every level of our organization and our team, because we know that every number and every time we reach a new person, that's a soul, that's a life that's been transformed and changed for forever. We push the boundaries of creativity, constantly trying to think new thoughts and new dreams that we've never had before, doing whatever it takes. 1 Corinthians 9:22 reminds us to become all things to all people, so no matter what it takes, we can always win one more. And that's the type of people that we want to be, doing whatever it takes to reach and to win a generation. And it doesn't just stop with this current team. We're always looking to pass that baton of faith on to the next generation. 20 years from now, YouthQuake Live is still going to be here, and it's going to be a total generation that isn't even born yet that's going to be leading the way. And so we live our lives to reach that next generation and just trying to build something for future generations to stand on.